Howdy Neighbor, I'm Adam Meyer, the Zen Realtor, and today I'm visiting a favorite spot for many Texans, the shooting range. But not just any range, it's Mr. Guns here in Plano. Let's head inside and check it out. All right, so I am here with Mr. Guns himself, the owner of the range and this incredible shop, Ro Carter. Ro, thank you so much for joining me.
Yeah, thanks for coming to see us.
Yeah, absolutely. So for people that don't know about Mr. Guns range out here in Plano, just give them a very quick background on the range, you know, how long it's been here and, you know, what makes this such an amazing range.
Well, we've been here about 2 years. We opened in September of 2022, it was. For us, I think what makes it a great range is our facility is really nice. We have, as far as the range goes, super clean air. We have probably the cleanest range in town. But really what makes our place special is that our people are really good at making everybody feel like home. It's got a different vibe than a lot of those sort of stuffy gun shops that you're used to going to. It's younger, more laid back, more fun, I think, than sort of those box style places that people go to. So
yeah, you hit on some great points that I want to kind of dive a little deeper with each of those. But one of the things that immediately stood out to me when I came here the first time was how really friendly everyone was. I know it's kind of one of your policies to be kind, right? Be good to people, and that was apparent from front desk to the range officers. Because I'm sure, as you know, for those of you that have spent any time at a range, sometimes the range officers can be a little bit grumpy or a little bit rude. That is certainly not the case here, which I think is wonderful.
Right. We try our best, we really do. It's kind of a little hokey, but we operate on a motto of be cool. And it's just real simple, 2 words that's to each other as coworkers as well as to the customer. So people come in, just be cool, be nice to them, and everybody has a good time. And we find that the customers keep coming back because it really is a different experience, I feel like.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was noticeable for me too when I came in here.
That's awesome.
And another thing you mentioned which I think is fantastic is just how clean, not only your store component, but the range itself and the air quality. So you guys, if I understand correctly, have a phenomenal air filtration system here.
Yeah, it's the typical shooting range has a recirculating air system. So to keep it really simple, they keep the air inside the same box and then they just recirculate it through filter systems. That's almost every range in the area, and virtually every range that hasn't been built in the last couple of years. But a few years ago, there's a guy that invented a fresh air system that was supposed to be undoable in the South because of the heat and the humidity, but he conquered those problems. And so for us, it is always constant fresh air, and then the dirty air is pulled out of the other end of the building through HEPA filtration. So by the time it leaves the building, it's 99.9% pure or whatever. But as it comes in, you never are exposed. So therefore, you're not feeding this lead back into the environment. I don't care how good your filters are. If you're running them constantly through the same ductwork year after year, it's going to start outputting lead and things like that. So it's a very lengthy explanation to say it's constant fresh air, which is very unusual in a gun range. So.
Yeah, it's phenomenal, and it feels good.
I feel like that's a differentiating factor for people that want to come to a gun range. There's a lot of people that view a gun range as like a dirty place. And I think when people come in and see how clean it can possibly be, they're like, wow, this is completely different. So
absolutely. And so how many lanes do you have here at the range?
We have 12, separated into 2 spaces of 7 and 5. They're 25 yards long, and then we have electronic carrier systems and all that.
Yeah, that's great. And so besides obviously someone just being able to come in and bring their own equipment and use the range, you also have a phenomenal selection of rental firearms available. Is that right?
We do, yeah. We pretty much anything that's a popular gun, current popular models we have. And then we have some other big stuff that people like to shoot, 500 magnums and things like that. So, that if you're a little bit more of an advanced gun person, you want to do something fun or new, we have that kind of thing too. And then, of course, we have a whole lot of machine guns. That's what sets us apart, I think, from just about anybody around.
Yeah, you have, I know, every time I come in, I look at the cases full of all of your fully auto options that you have available for rent.
Yeah, that's right. We have tons of full auto options. We have every kind of belt-fed gun that you can think of, M60s, 240s, 249 saws, all that sort of thing. We have M16s, we have AK-47s, we have 3 or 4 flavors of MP5s. So I think we have upwards of 40 machine guns now that people can rent.
Amazing. So if you have ever dreamed of going full auto, this is a phenomenal place to do it because you're going to be safe, but you're also going to have a whole lot of fun with it. So
yeah, for sure.
Amazing. Another thing that I think is great about this range, because it's so friendly, because it's so welcoming, you don't have to have, whether you're brand new to shooting a gun or you've been doing it for decades, this is a space where no matter your comfort level, you can come in and you can feel comfortable and know that you're going to be well taken care of.
Yeah, that's true. I think there's a lot of people that are new shooters. They come in and they feel a little intimidated, right? Like they're usually at a little bit of an information disadvantage from somebody that's more experienced or the staff that they're visiting, so they kind of feel out of place. And that was one of the original reasons that I personally opened a gun store. I had a lot of experience with guns and things, and I would go places and be treated like I was I don't know what, not a very smart guy. And so I said, wow, I can't believe people are that way. And so we started our store and just focused on being really nice to people. And our people are that way. We can take a guy or a lady that's the first time they've ever looked at a gun even, and make them feel comfortable, all the way up to the guys that are, been shooting their whole lives. I like to think that we have something to offer those guys too. And then of course, it's neat that we learn from them as well still. So it doesn't really matter your experience level. I think that our people are able to kind of fit whoever's comes in. So
that's fantastic. So obviously you've got the range here.
Yes.
And aside from your rental weapons that you have, you also do have a store here as well. Is that right?
Yeah. It's funny. It's rare that you have something that's the best that is also the least expensive. But our range is that way, where our range fees are the least expensive, our memberships are the least expensive, and our retail is by far the least expensive. Usually our ammunition is, our regular prices on ammunition is typically better than most people's sale prices. It's that way on a lot of our guns. So before we were ever a range, we were a retail focused business. And as a result, in the gun industry, if you really want to do well, you need to be a very strong price competitor. And so we developed the purchasing ability and that sort of thing to bring those really low prices to the customer. And so not only do we have a nice range, but we are very atypical from the typical range that's going to drive all their prices up because they have a gun range. Instead, we decided to keep our prices super low so that everybody wants to keep coming back. So.
That's fantastic. And here you've got firearms, you have optics, you have suppressors, you got everything.
Anything you can think of. Yeah, we do more silencers than probably anybody in Dallas. We can handle the whole process for that. We have ammo, we have knives, we have a knife shop worth of knives in here. We've got flashlights, we've got optics, we've got all the safety equipment, anything you can think of.
One-stop shop with friendly service.
Right, not bad, right?
Fantastic. And so you have this range here, and then you also have your original store, is that right?
I do. There's an original store at 15th and Independence in Plano, too. We have been in Plano now for quite some time. That store's been open since 2011. I apologize, it's been open since 2013. Our business, we've been open since 2011. I started in my home. And then now we're opening a third shop in Frisco. So
that's amazing.
At Main and 423.
That's fantastic. And when is the opening date scheduled for that Frisco shop?
Well,
tentatively.
Yeah, I might be lying to you about that, but I'm shooting for the end of October right now. We're shall we say, dancing with the city of Frisco to get permitting and everything. But if that stuff goes reasonably well and we go according to plan, which it never does, we will open at end of October, but we'll see.
Well, coming soon, regardless.
Coming soon, yeah.
When you're dealing with permits and building, you never know.
Yeah, and you got to get the stuff. We have to get the inventory in. Sometimes that's a little unpredictable. So, if everything falls into place, we're hoping into October.
So is there anything else that you want people to know, people that have never been out to Mr. Gunn's range, what should they know about coming out here?
I mean, I think we've covered a lot of it. I mean, if you want a place that is affordable and has really nice people, that's what it's about. It's come and have a good time and come be part of our community.
That's fantastic. So for the people that are ready and wanting to come down and give your place a try, can you let them know how they can find you? What's your website, your social media, the address here?
It's MrGuns.com, spelled out, MISTER, guns.com. They can go to Facebook.com/MrGunsPlano, Instagram/MrGunsOfficial. Any of those places are fine. Or we're at Independence and 15th in Plano, and we're also at Jupiter and Plano Parkway.
Fantastic.
Best way is just come out and visit with us.
Absolutely. Yeah. Listen, whether you've been to other ranges or you've never been, if you haven't been out to Mr. Guns Range, I highly recommend it. Everything that Ro has said, I can confirm. Super friendly, incredibly clean, just a great experience all around. From the time you walk into the door, time on the range, to the time you leave, top notch. I can see why you are considered the best range.
Well, good. We try our best. That's all I can say.
Fantastic. Well, Ro, thanks so much for taking this time to chat with me.
Yeah.
And I look forward to seeing you on the range.